I feels neglected because for some reason my partner struggles a lot when it comes to updating me. TLDR, partner tends to say something, e.g. going to the bathroom, go outside, and forget to update back because he fell asleep. It makes me feel hanging, waiting for nothing. This was quite long, sorry, I didn't realize as I was typing it, but please bear with me. My partner and I have been dating for 5 years. We lived together for 2 years, and was forced to move back to our own homes due to financial reasons. Anyway, just a quick backstory, during our time living together, my partner lost his job early 2022 and I was forced to be the person of the house to manage our living expenses. This went on for almost a year, forcing me to use my personal savings, that I was saving for a trip, and a personal computer, to pay for our bills, while at the same time, helping out back home too. He eventually did found a job, but this was later part of the year, but it was only a part-time position, and still not enough for our living expenses. Later that year too, I lost my job due to retrenchment and my work savings was stolen due to a phishing scam. Thus, we were forced to move back to our homes. We're back to long distance, again. Anyway, now, my problem with him, prolonged issue actually, is he always ends up falling asleep on me. I normally don't mind, but the problem for me was he always makes me wait. For example, he tells me he needs to take a shower, then after that, I don't hear anything from him anymore until the next day because it turns out, he fell asleep. And yes, I do understand people get tired and fall asleep without them meaning to, but this happens so often. I would have appreciated much better if he tells me he can't spend time with me because he's too tired. At least I know I don't need to wait for him anymore. I hate the feeling of being left hanging. I've also told him about this countless times. I told him how I hate being left behind, waiting for nothing. He would apologize and say he'll work on it, then literally after telling him something like this, he'd fell asleep on me again. I told him I'm so tired and fed up with this kind of treatment from him, that it makes me feel neglected. That I'm so tired of hearing his empty sorries and promises only to literally break them again within the same day, even after talking about it. He says he's trying his best and he doesn't really mean to fall asleep, but what can he do about it? That's all he ever says. I told him he could have just keep me updated. If he's getting tired and can't wait for me anymore, he can message me about it. If he's back home, he can message me about it. Basically, just let me know. I don't get why that's so difficult to do. It's very frustrating on my side, because I'm never like this to him. I tell him everything. If I'm going out, if I'm back home, if I'm too tired to play, if I'm too busy, I update him everything. I don't understand why he can't do the same for me. I asked a friend's opinion on this and she said her partner does that to her too and she just got used to it and understands and handle it way better. And I felt ashamed asking her because it made me feel maybe I'm the one who's asking too much. Because I do understand, we get tired and fell asleep without meaning to, but I also know a part of me could have made a heads up before leaving the other person hanging. And I know it doesn't happen quite often, compared to my partner when literally almost every day. This isn't the first time I felt neglected too. Even when we were living together, he would spend most of his time playing games with his friends. The only time we can spend time together is when having dinner and about to sleep, and that's like an hour of eating and the rest is sleeping, then back to work and games. I would tell him about this and he would say he didn't feel the same because he knows I'm just here beside him, when that's not how it is for me at all. I just know I really don't like it when this happens. It really hurts me a lot. It's like I barely have a partner at this point. That's how I feel, at least. I still have so many issues honestly, but that's a long story already. I'm not trying to break up BTW, even though I know that could be the case by now. Believe me, I've been considering it for a long time, but I just want to know if am I really asking too much? Am I really just not understanding enough? It feels like I already am, but it's taken a toll on me and now I just feel really hurt and neglected. I don't know. How do you handle something like this? I just feel so miserable, and talking to him about these feels like I'm talking to a wall. I still want to work things out, but I need him to understand where I'm coming from, but it's so hard to get things to him. Now to the comment section. Hey, my ex and I recently broke up, got back together, and broke up again for basically the same reasons that you are describing. We lived together for 3 years, still living together due to a lease, please shoot me, but we weren't long distance like you. However, he constantly didn't make a priority to spend time with me or communicate with me. For example, he would be out of the house all day and not come back till midnight. I'd wait around hoping he would be home for dinner, but the time would pass. I would hope he would update me on what was going on, but no message would come. Instead, I'd break down and say, "Hey, where are you?" to find out he was at a party or hanging out with friends. I hate to say it, but he's just not that into you. It happened to me also. Partners who respect each other let each other know what they are doing and make time to spend quality time together, even if it's a quick phone call in your case. Yes, falling asleep happens, but not all the time. He sounds like my ex, uncaring to the point of probably not even thinking about you. I know it hurts, but if you've said what you need over and over and he repeats the same behavior over and over, he is not going to change, or at least isn't willing to change for you. I think it's time to move on. Sorry, I know it hurts, but you deserve. I am a little confused about the texting. When I was long distance, and didn't hear back from my BF within 5 minutes, I assumed something came up. Like his parents might have asked for his help for something broke down, or just indeed fell asleep. And I would just go do something else? Why are you sitting beside your phone not doing anything else? If you want a conversation uninterrupted, I suggest you make it a video call. And if he leaves to shower, either talk about a time he will be back for a video call or just do something else. The thing that you don't feel like he has enough time for you. Yeah, that's not good in a relationship. I suggest you think about what you want. Do you want to do something together, even if online, 3 evenings a week? Do you want to do 2 dates a month? And then you communicate that. BF, I have told you I feel like you don't make enough time for me. I would like if we can do at least 2 real dates a month and see each other at least 2 evenings. And of course, you can compromise on that. The point is that he, and you, make time for each other. IBTW had a similar problem with my ex. We would do a dates once a month. I did the first and it was amazing. The second never came because he didn't feel like organizing and prioritizing me. Eventually I gave up and we broke up. I hope your BF will prioritize you, but when he doesn't, don't stay in an unhappy relationship. Next story 2. A likes me but I don't like her back. What should I do? In short, a woman likes me, I don't think I like her back, and I'm not sure what to do. The full story. I'm sure this sounds like a very childish post. I just found out that a girl I know likes me. This is the first time this has ever happened before. Every chick I know has always had long-term relationships the whole time I've known them, so them liking me has never been really an option, I guess, and I'm not really sure what to do. In hindsight, the girl has liked me since we met around 2 weeks ago. I have never had a girlfriend before and never even held a girl's hand. Just an example, I'm guessing this is the lowest form of physical romantic affection, so I'm incredibly inexperienced in all of this. I would like to go out with a girl, as I feel pretty lonely in that area of my life. The only thing we have in common is that we both ride motorbikes. I think she's a cool person, but I'm not physically attracted to her or romantically attracted to her personality. I'm not sure if I should judge personality in only 2 weeks of knowing someone. I wouldn't mind still being friends though, but I'm not sure if that is possible. Also, she recently just got out of a serious relationship and I'm worried that means I'll be the rebound. I am also worried that if we did date I wouldn't treat her right since I have no experience in dating, and that I wouldn't put the effort in since I don't like her back. I guess what I'm asking is, how do I tell her I'm not interested in a relationship with her, or should I just date her to learn? I think that's pretty cruel, but again I have no idea what I'm talking about. Just in case anyone says to ask my parents, they don't let me talk about serious things with them. I don't think they really care. They've never given me the talk or any relationship advice, and the only thing they would say is to just date her and get my first kiss out of the way. Sorry for the long story, and if I got any terminology wrong, my knowledge only comes from my own research. Now to the comment section. If you don't like her, do nothing. If she actually moves on you, say you're not interested in having a relationship. If she goads you into giving some reason, her plan is to try to guilt you. The best thing to mention, if you feel that you have to say something, is probably the age difference. Remember that having her be a little upset with you will be less trouble than if you let yourself get involved. Don't mention your inexperience. Definitely leave out that you don't like her back. You don't want to insult her, but she may take anything you say as an insult. So as little about her as possible. You might try, "I'm sorry, but I'm just not feeling it." You don't have to persuade her of anything, so by all means don't try. The very last thing you want to get into is a discussion of her lack of attractiveness.